June is Men's Mental Health Month, and this morning we're highlighting a local movement that's trying to help men redefine what it means to be strong.
Smart. It's called ACE, Action Cultivates Excellence, and it's focused on breaking down the barriers that sometimes prevent men from seeking help when they actually need it.
That's right, and joining us now is Dave Reggina, co-founder of ACE and author of the upcoming book, 30 Lessons to Lead. Dave, we are so grateful that you're here with us. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you guys so much for having me.
Some pretty alarming statistics here that men are 4 times as likely as women to commit suicide, and yet it's so much harder for them to seek help. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, well, first and foremost, I have to acknowledge the work of my business partner as well, Sean Degnan, so I'm here on behalf of both of us. But Action Cultivates Excellence is something that we needed at a pivotal time in our lives that really was not available to us. For me, I've battled disease my entire life, divorce as well. And, just being a man in today's society is not easy. In 2020, I actually started the No Snooze podcast, which is a call to action to not snooze on life. And in 2023, Sean joined me as a guest on that show. And that conversation was very different. We opened up about our vulnerabilities, and Sean spoke on his weaknesses, battling depression and anxiety. And together it was just a different conversation, and we realized that something was there. And a lot of men just needed a platform and a safe space to talk about the uncomfortable things.
So you touched on, talking about weaknesses, but your struggles, if I read this right, Crohn's disease, divorce, cancer scares, that's a lot. It's a lot for anybody. So how did it shape the conversation that you wanted to have with other men? Yeah,
well, it's really just defined who I am. Every one of those lessons I've actually been able to turn into a blessing. So I've battled Crohn's disease since the age of 16 years old. In high school, I lost 40 pounds in a span of 4 months. And I used to carry toilet paper in my backpack. And it was something that really nobody knew about. I was still popular, but I really did not like the way that I looked. And then fast forward to 2017, had the worst year of my life. I made a lot of mistakes. Ended up, getting a divorce, which taught me a lot about emotional intelligence and really being available. I used to think that leadership in general was strictly about strength and performance. And I was quickly humbled by life, and I understand that it's about being emotionally available now. It's about self-awareness. It's about true discipline.
So how do you, there's a lot of people on social media, we have this manosphere, right? We have big podcasters and influencers that tend to target certain people who may be going through difficulties in life and saying, hey, it's this group of people why you're not succeeding, or it's that group of people, instead of looking at yourself and the things you can improve. How do you try to differentiate when you're having conversations with men about being open and leaving out that toxic stuff that we don't need?
Yeah, well, we have a tagline, and it's really everything to us. We bridge the gap between masculinity and vulnerability, because we know that modern leadership really is a delicate balance between both. It's very easy to sit up here and be a physically strong man, but it's even more impressive to me to have somebody who's emotionally available and aligned with all things in life. So we really welcome all walks of life, and if they're struggling, we're here to help you out.
You mentioned emotional intelligence earlier, and to you, does that mean knowing how to be vulnerable? What does that mean to you?
Well, I believe that vulnerability is strength, right? And on the other side of vulnerability is typically a breakthrough. I think a lot of people end up breaking down in life, not because of what they're faced with, but because of what they do with what they're faced with.
Thank you so much for being here, Dave. Really quickly, I know you got an event coming up. Can you tell us where and when it's happening?
Yes, Sail House in Tarrytown. It'll actually be this Sunday. It's a community-wide event, so it's not just for men. We'll do a community cold plunge through ice and iron. We'll challenge you a little bit. Stay in that water for about a minute and then get out. We'll do a kettlebell workout led by Pat Damiano. Nice. And we'll have DJ Mike Press with all the vibes in there.
And for men, women, everybody.
This is for everybody.
And it's a place where you can go and you can have open conversations.
Yep,
That's
free
a great idea.
Free vitamin B12 shots through Elevate Med Spa, and also Boundless Nutrition will be providing hydration packs for everybody.
We're there.
Love it.
Love it. Thank
you guys so much for having me.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you so much for sharing that important story with us.